A friend asks you for a favor. You don't have the time. You don't even want to do it. But somehow, you hear yourself saying, "Sure." Hours later, you're exhausted. You're frustrated. And deep inside, one question keeps repeating itself. Why didn't I just say no? Maybe you've told yourself, "I'm just being kind." Or, "I don't want to disappoint people." But what if it isn't kindness at all? What if your brain has quietly learned that saying yes feels safer than saying no? This isn't weakness. It's a pattern of human behavior. A pattern that often begins long before we realize it's there. And once you see it, you may never look at your own decisions the same way again. Imagine a child. Every time they express their own needs, they're told, "Don't be selfish." When they disagree, they're called difficult. When they make someone upset, they feel guilty. Little by little, their brain starts connecting one simple idea. Being accepted means making other people happy. Years pass. The child grows up, but the lesson stays. Now, they become the adult who apologizes too much, who agrees too quickly, who says yes, even when every part of them wants to say no. And perhaps, without realizing it, that person is you. But here's the strange part. People who constantly say yes are rarely the happiest people in the room. In fact, many of them feel exhausted, resentful, invisible. Not because people are taking advantage of them, but because they never learned where their own boundaries begin. Psychologists have long observed a simple truth. Your brain isn't designed to make you happy. It's designed to keep you safe. And for thousands of years, being accepted by your group was a matter of survival. Being rejected could mean being left alone, without protection, without food, without a tribe. So your brain evolved to ask one question before almost every social interaction: will they still accept me? For some people, that ancient survival system becomes unusually sensitive. A small disagreement feels like a serious threat. A disappointed face feels like rejection. Saying no feels almost dangerous, even when nothing bad is actually happening. That's why you may find yourself agreeing before you've even had time to think. Someone asks for help, and the word yes comes out almost automatically, not because you wanted to, but because your brain has practiced this response hundreds, perhaps thousands of times. The more often you ignore your own needs, the stronger the habit becomes. Neuroscientists often describe this with a simple idea. The brain strengthens the pathways it uses most. Every time you silence yourself, your brain quietly says, "This worked." Every time you avoid disappointing someone, it learns, "This keeps us safe." And over time, that response becomes automatic. Ironically, the people who seem the kindest are often fighting the hardest battle inside. They smile. They agree. They help everyone. But later, they lie awake at night, replaying conversations, wondering why they feel so empty. Not because they gave too much, but because they slowly disappeared from their own lives. The most painful part is that many people don't even realize they're doing it. They believe, "This is just who I am. I'm just a nice person." But being kind and abandoning yourself are two very different things. Real kindness doesn't require you to betray yourself. So, how do you break a habit that has been protecting you for years? The answer is surprisingly simple. You don't begin by learning to say no. You begin by learning to pause. The next time someone asks something from you, don't answer immediately. Instead, give yourself a few seconds. Take one slow breath and silently ask yourself, if I weren't afraid of disappointing this person, what would I honestly want to say? That single question creates something powerful. It separates your true voice from your automatic habit. At first, it will feel uncomfortable. Your heart may beat faster. Your mind might whisper, "They'll think you're selfish. They'll be upset. They won't like you anymore." But remember, those thoughts are predictions, not facts. Your brain is trying to protect you, using an old survival strategy. It doesn't know that your life has changed. Healthy relationships don't become stronger because you always say yes. They become stronger because people know they can trust your honesty. A yes that comes from fear isn't really kindness. It's self-protection. But a yes that comes from genuine choice has a completely different meaning. And something surprising begins to happen. The first time you politely say, "I'm sorry, I can't today," you may expect rejection, but instead, many people simply reply, "That's okay." In that moment, your brain receives new evidence. The world didn't end. No one abandoned you. You were still accepted, little by little. Your old belief begins to crack. Real confidence isn't the ability to please everyone. It's the courage to disappoint someone without abandoning yourself. Because every time you respect your own boundaries, you're teaching your brain a new definition of safety. Not, "I am safe because everyone approves of me," but, "I am safe because I can trust myself." Maybe the most powerful word you'll ever learn isn't yes. It isn't even no. It's, "I choose." Because from that moment on, your decisions no longer belong to fear. They belong to you. The next time someone asks you for more, pause before you answer, not to protect their feelings, but to finally listen to your own. Because understanding human behavior doesn't just help you understand other people. Sometimes it helps you come home to yourself.